Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. Final match preview of the season. We're here, guys. It's been a long season. I always say that at the end of the season, but it always is, doesn't it? Because the Inter always takes you on a ride. And I think this season feels even longer because of how early we won the Scudetto this year. That by end of March, early April, it was really wrapped up. So it's just been dragging on for us. Tomorrow, and it's a really not a nice way to end it. Really, last game away at Hellas Verona, one of not a nice stadium, the Bentegodi, and a team that I wanted to get relegated for all not for players or coaches. I don't like it's just their fan base. Yeah, just not a big fan. But it is what it is. And they're completely safe as well. So it's literally a meaningless game tomorrow in Hellas Verona because Verona. Got to give that shout out to their coach Baroni, one of the most underrated jobs, not just in Serie A, in European football, because they literally sold half of his team in January and he managed to keep him up and quite comfortably as well. Fantastic job from Baroni. But yeah, let's get into this preview. And we cannot start this preview without speaking about our former president, Stephen Zhang, who wrote a beautiful, heartfelt farewell letter on his Instagram. Goodbyes are never easy. The greatest honor of my life is wrapped up here by Sempre Inter. And he's even changed his Instagram profile. Look at that. Been there, done that. This guy with the Inter colors, the 2 stars, and all the 7 trophies in the 8 years he won as the president. So fair play, little humble brag, even though his club just literally got stolen under his nose or repossessed, which is not a good look at all. But I gotta say, reading this letter, I don't know if you guys have read it, the main key points are when he talks about, the love for Inter. Oh, this is his, greatest honor. He wasn't ready for this goodbye. And yeah, when he stepped into this role, 24 years old, we forget how young this guy is. And you can just tell slowly how over the years he's fallen in love with Inter. That day when he cried after we qualified for the Champions League, you can just tell Inter just sits in his heart. Unfortunately, since the pandemic, him, his family, his empire, the Sunni Empire, just didn't have the funds, the economic power to keep Inter. But regardless of that, I know there's a lot of haters and doubters of Suning and Steven Zhang. The investment has been very substantial, very, very heavy investment, especially the first 5 years of Suning. Probably altogether, you're talking about 800 to 1 billion euros invested within purchasing Inter, the capital injections, and then even those sponsorships at the beginning, sponsoring Inter's training ground, like a variety of different things, and even the loan in the end, that the one that from Oaktree, he still pumped that into to cover losses for Inter, which wasn't his money. But I think as the guy, Steven Zhang, as the owner, I think this is what in world football now we're getting less and less of. This is actually a fan owner. He wasn't a fan before, but he became a fan owner, and he cared more about the sporting success of Inter rather than the financial success. After the pandemic, because of the Oaktree loan and because there were Oaktree people within the Inter board, financial fair play, etc., the focus had to be on the financial and economic side of things. But they did that whilst also maintaining or even improving the sporting success in the end. And when you look back, as it says here, 2 European finals, Serie A championship twice, second star, multiple Supercoppas, multiple Coppa Italias. What more can you ask for? If you tell me now, Oaktree coming in 8 years, they can do that. They can do 2 Scudetti, 2 European finals, and replicate that. That's not too shabby. I mean, obviously we want to improve, and we want to, in 8 years, whoever is Oaktree or whoever, to get that Champions League for us and improve on this and get 8 Scudetti in 8 years, realistically. But that's not bad at all. And he, as I was saying, in terms of ownership, he is kind of almost like a Moratti type of figure, because he in the end, as you see, he lost Inter for a measly figure. He'll recoup some money after the club is sold because he still has going to get a percentage of that, but nowhere near what the investment was, the outlay. Just like Moratti in the end, he so many losses, so much money pumped into Inter without really any financial gain for Massimo Moratti in the end. So it's sad to see, and you can see how much Inter meant to him. And then the real, touching parts were also, thanking people by name. All the people that you work with. You can see Beppe, Javier, Piero, Dario, Luca, like people that we don't even know, guys that work at Inter. Simone Inzaghi, a man with true and strong values in his heart, who I'm so lucky to have had during my presidency. He always says that he was my biggest blessing. He said that multiple times. And then us as well, the fans, during these emotional times. I hope to see him, when he sorts out his issues. I don't know if you will, but if you can travel over to Italy at some point and be in the San Siro. I don't know if you want to be in the Curva Nord, Stevie. It's a bit extreme. And then this is what I really love. He says, to those who will carry on the legacy, please love our Inter, protect her people, respect her fundamental value. And Inter will repay you with tremendous joy and achievements. It's been the greatest honor of my life. Forza Inter sempre amala. Uno di noi, uno di noi, uno di noi. Steven, uno di noi. Thank you, Il Presidente Steven Zhang. He will be missed, but time for a new era. A new era which we don't know whether Lautaro Martinez will continue to be a part of, because his agent, my goodness, he is annoying the hell out of me. Camagno, his agent, it's been 2 or 3 days in a row now that he's spoken to Italian media. This guy's speaking way too much. And as always, as much as we love Lautaro, an agent speaks on behalf of the player. It's not like the agent is out there on his own. So Lautaro, needs to get a hold of this guy and tell him to stop doing chatty patty everywhere in Italian media. And as the title says here, it looks like this is going to be a long game of chess, a game of chess that's been going on since the beginning of the season. I even made a video for you last week, if you haven't checked it out, about the Lautaro contract situation. And I reiterate what I've said in that video. Maximum 10 million euros. I think he deserves that if Osimhen's getting that. If Vlahovic eventually, with his rising contract, will end up getting around 12 million by the end of his contract, it does make sense that the best striker in the league gets near that. But 12 million euros plus add-ons, apparently that's what has been requested. Some media have even reported that the initial request was even 14 million by him and his agent, which I guess that makes sense, 12 million plus add-on. He's out of his mind, as I said in the video last week. If that's what you want, Lautaro, if you don't want legacy, if you don't want the captaincy at Inter, you want to go down the routes of the Skriniars and the Lukakus, see you later. Thank you for all the great work that you've done at Inter, but come here to England, enjoy the fish and chips or the snails in Paris, or maybe paella in Spain somewhere, because no one in Serie A is paying that type of money, because 10 or 12 million net for him, because he doesn't get the growth decree, is 20 plus million gross salary, and it's just unrealistic, and it completely kills our squad wage structure completely, and we just can't afford it. And I just don't think Oaktree will push that much. So hopefully it's sorted out, but we don't know whether other teams do want him though at the moment. We know we've put a price tag of him, around 90, 100 million, whatever the price tag is, but is someone out there willing to pay it? Usually you would think, the PSGs out there usually are ready to pay that kind of stupid money, but we don't know. But yeah, as it says here, FC Inter News anticipate that this could be more of a take or leave it offer. The last one with Inter would be that it would be 9 million, which is what I've kind of said, 8 to 9 million plus add-ons to make it to 10, but nothing more than that. And that's balls in your court, Lautaro. That's the most Inter can do. And it's a really good offer, and the best the Serie A team can do. But anyway, let's see how that unfolds. We've got all summer to look forward to that, haven't we, guys? I'll be covering that with you guys this summer. Speaking of tomorrow's game, It looks like Lautaro is actually not starting the final game. Looks like Arnautovic and Thuram are starting according to Sky Sport Italia, with Mkhitaryan resting, which we know usually is never the case. So I'm waiting for let's actually refresh this live. Let's see if it's a yeah, I've seen that happen before where I refreshed in and Mkhitaryan just comes straight in. Well, it's good. Frattesi starting alongside Hakan and Barella, Dumfries and Di Marco on the wings. I would like to see Buchanan, to be honest. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that Inzaghi just has. I mean, it's not like I expected it, but I thought Inzaghi would try to at least give some debuts from Primavera guys. But yeah, his reputation really is true. He is not a Primavera merchant. He's complete opposite of that. He's the Primavera killer. But Bisek is starting by the sounds of it, and Audero looks like he's getting his kind of send-off game. We don't know whether his loan will be renewed or what's happening with him next season. So yeah, strong lineup against the Hellas Verona team that is safe, nothing to play for. So they might play, in a nice way that, when you play without no pressure, sometimes you play even better. But I'm expecting this team tomorrow to do the job, to win, and get some goals. I want to see. I'm predicting Arnautovic goal to cap off his, underwhelming season, and a Barella goal. That would be nice. And I'm predicting a 2-1 victory. 2-1 victory. I think we might concede, again, nothing to play for. There might be a bit lack of focus, lackadaisical, but I think we'll get the job done. It would be nice to end the season with 3 points just to top it all off with our beautiful second star. And and then we've got, all the content to look forward to, end of season review, player ratings, transfers, the Zielinski, Taremi, scout reports. You got all that to look forward to. So make sure you keep a lookout on the channel. Oh yeah, I always forget to say this. Notification bell, guys. Ding, 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 ding. I always forget about that, but notification bell so you know when I make videos or go live. So you're updated on that. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Forza Inter. Let's get that last W, and I'll see you tomorrow for the last live stream. Ciao.